Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. Yes, we are doing another one of these room videos, and if you like these room videos then I guess you might be excited, and if you don't like them you might be tired of them, but that's okay. Or you don't have an opinion, which is most likely option, but that's okay too, so whatever. Anyway, so for this theme, I'm kind of doing a classroom kind of theme, so basically each room is a different subject. So the subjects in order are math, English, history, chemistry, biology, and PE. Or I guess just athletics. Anyway, so I was kind of trying to make them all feel a little bit different from each other, because of course, I feel like a lot of classrooms could kind of just look the same, I guess except for like the science ones, like chemistry, because there's like beakers and lab stuff, and maybe biology too. But I mean like for math, English, history, and then like whatever other subjects, a lot of their classrooms could look very similar because they're just classrooms. So I try to lean into certain vibes for them to make them kind of feel differentiated. I played up all of the subtle differences, like in the math classroom, tons of math posters. I try to make it feel a little bit more modern. I kind of leaned into the more computery parts of math so that I made it feel a little bit more like this might also be like a robotics kind of thing or a computer science kind of place. Like I'd imagine this might be a classroom in Foxbury Institute or something. So yeah, I added those computer console things, like that pile of computers and stuff. I don't know what it's called, I forgot what it's called, but that pile of PC stuff that comes from the base game, I quite like that object, but I added it in to kind of just give it that whole computer science vibe. There's also a pie chart that comes from base game, and that's also very useful, and I added that in as well. I was honestly also very tempted to kind of go in the opposite direction and make it a whole old school, Ivy League, wooden classroom, and it's very ornate. I don't know. I'm imagining something you might see in some sort of historical drama or movie or something about some sort of mathematician that's like in the 1920s, 1910s, 1900s, 1800s. I don't know, but like some sort of old, over 100 years ago kind of thing. Think Brightchester rather than Foxbury Institute. That's the kind of difference I'm talking about, if that makes sense. Chalkboard instead of whiteboard, although there's still a chalkboard there, so I guess that doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Anyways, we're moving on to the English room now. For the English room, I was kind of still going for the whole classroom vibe, so it's kind of similar to the math classroom, but it's also kind of not, because I was kind of also leaning into the more traditional kind of vibe. So I was imagining this might be in some sort of high school, maybe like an older high school, not like a brand new one, like a high school that's been around for a while. Maybe you might see this classroom in Copperdale High or something, although I guess that kind of just looks different depending on if you redo it, so maybe not. It might be brand new if you have downloaded a brand new build or even built one. Also, I am interested in redoing Copperdale High, so if you're interested in seeing that too, I guess please tell me in the comments and I will probably do it. And I'll probably do it anyways because I kind of want to do it. I quite like that whole degree painting, it has like the collage of degrees on it from high school years. I really like that object, especially in this sort of academic setting, which is obviously what it's for, but I quite like it because it kind of makes the teacher feel very pretentious and accomplished. It's like, oh, I'm flaunting all my degrees or whatever. I don't know if this is true for all teachers, but I feel like a lot of teachers will just have like in their little office area, they'll have like the degrees, and then they'll have like flags or pendants or something, probably from like the college that they came from, but I don't know, they just have that, and I feel like all of them have that, at least where I went. So tell me down below if that's also true for you, or if you have something similar, or even if it was different, what did you have? What did your teachers decorate their rooms with? I was trying to add a lot of books everywhere, so then it would feel very much like an English classroom. Like there's just lots of English to go around. There's just English everywhere, like in the textbooks, in the bookshelf, in the book card, on the desk, like whatever. There's just English everywhere. So you're just ample to learn, I guess. I don't know what ample to learn means. That's not an actual phrase. That doesn't mean anything. So I don't know why I said that, but I'm gonna keep it in the video for some reason. I also added different flags and pendants and stuff based on what I'd imagine that teacher, or at least that subject, would support in the school. So like I added the chess team there because I thought I don't know, English might think that chess is cool. I don't know. I also added the esports pendant in the math classroom just because I thought math, esports, computers kind of just mix in, fit in there. Anyways, we're moving on to the history classroom. For this one, this is definitely giving Brightchester historical, Ivy League, old, European, something, trigger word, I don't know. You're not just learning history, you're inside of history. You're immersed in the history. The history is all around you because this room is really, really old. Like the roof is about to crumble in at any moment, but it's okay because you need to learn about that history. There's a world map, there's some old historical architectural things, there's like some historical looking painting or whatever. I don't know, this just feels very historical to me, and I think it just fits the history vibe very well. And I think eventually I also added globe, which I think is also very fitting. I don't know, this is really cool. I quite like this room, especially because I really like history, so I might be biased, but I think this is one of the best rooms, except for maybe the chemistry room, because I just like how it looks. Also, I did add that globe bar. Do not judge me. I like how it looks. I don't care that you can get alcoholic drinks from it because I'm just going to pretend you can't because it just looks really cool. I also added those old paintings, or not paintings, I guess they're photos, those old photos of Brightchester because I think they really fit in well with the whole historical thing. And then I also added like historical models, so I added like that ship, and then I added the typewriter, and then there's another ship, it's a steamboat. I think that's pretty cool. And then filing cabinets because, well, why not? I mean, every teacher just needs their filing cabinet to put all their files in, so I think it's just fitting. And now we're moving on to the chemistry classroom at the perfect timing. That's really cool. So I was just kind of placing down a bunch of chemistry posters because there's actually quite a few chemistry or just sciencey posters in the game, and I really like them, and I was just trying to see which ones I wanted to use. Turns out I wanted to use all of them, so I did. I mean, there's just so many of them, and they all look really cool, and they all go together very well. Mostly from high school years, which makes sense because it's like chemistry classroom, high school, whatever. But then there's also some from Strangerville, which I think is a little bit strange, but it also makes sense because there's a secret lab there. Although I don't know if any of the posters are actually there. I actually haven't really looked at that, so maybe I should look at that, and maybe I should play through that. I actually have not played through the Strangerville story, and I actually really like Strangerville regardless, so I don't know, that's kind of weird. Anyways, so I was trying to make this feel very much like a chemistry lab, so you could be very interactive with things, you'll learn hands-on about chemistry, pouring chemicals into other things, turning things different colors, making a bunch of clear colorless aqueous solutions, everything's a white powder, I guess, making all those titrations, pretending I know what I'm talking about. I quite like the aesthetic of the chemistry classroom. It's probably one of my favorite rooms from this video, besides maybe the history classroom, but I really do not like chemistry. But I like appreciating it from afar. So I appreciate chemistry from a safe distance where I do not have to be involved in memorizing the chemical structure of some random chemical. If you like chemistry, hats off to you, but I don't. I'm a history guy, so yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but actually being in the classroom learning about it just sucks all the fun out of it. I don't know how to describe that. That's the only way I can describe it. Anyways, so I was gonna add that one table from Strangerville with all like the beakers and the syringes and stuff that low-key looks like you're about to make drugs or something, but I don't know if I actually left it in, mostly because I think it just looked kind of off. Like, it looks too dirty to be in a chemistry lab. Like, you're gonna contaminate something with that table. Oh, and then I also added that one cart from high school years. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the whole cart thing. Like, you can wheel it around and have all the chemicals in it, and you'd be like, oh, I'm distributing all the chemicals, or whatever. It would be cool to have a microscope in the game that isn't like the size of a building, because it just looks really cool to like have a microscope in the chemistry lab, but you can't really do that, so we're just stuck with beakers or whatever, which I really like that object from Strangerville, the one with the beakers and stuff that aren't on the table that looks like it's about to give you some disease, but regardless, it was cool. There's like so much stuff that I could add into this chemistry classroom. There's just like a lot of stuff to add, but I just couldn't add it all because eventually it just got really crowded. So yeah, I maybe want to try to do a chemistry classroom, maybe a bigger one, probably in a high school, hint, that I might want to make soon. If you guys would like me to make it soon, please tell me in the comments. Anyways, we're moving on to the biology room, which is, I guess, at first I thought it was going to be similar to the chemistry classroom, but then it ended up not being similar, so I was really glad that I was able to do that and not make it look exactly the same. I mean, they're both sciences. They're both about experimenting or something, although I think biology is more about learning about biology, um, which I hope is obvious, but you're learning more about dissecting things and anatomy and body parts and I guess, I don't know, DNA. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And no, I can't tell you what that means, but I know it's true. Anyways, for the biology classroom, I was trying to give it a little bit of a little different vibe from the chemistry classroom, so I made it feel a little bit more um, biology, I guess. Um, it kind of looks like the biology classroom I was in when I was in high school, so I guess I kind of based it off of that. I added in that skeleton in the corner, and I think that very much makes it look like a biology classroom, or at least some sort of anatomy classroom. I added the frogs on the table because I'm kind of pretending that you might be dissecting them or something, which is a little morbid, but it isn't as morbid as picking up frogs and eating them from Enchanted by Nature, which is a bit questionable, but it's okay. Alright, we moved on so quickly. We're now in the PE room. Or I guess the athletics room. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like PE, but it's also kind of just like a gym, and then there's also trophies. I'm not really sure how or like what I was thinking about in this room. I was just kind of thinking about general athletics because I didn't really know what else to make besides maybe an art room, but I didn't really feel like making an art room because I already made an art room. From the in a previous video, I made an artist loft kind of room, and I thought it would be too similar, so I was just like, I'm gonna make a PE room, not really knowing what that means or what that entails. I mean, you'd imagine for PE it'd be like a big gym or something. Wow, this is like a little room, so I wasn't really sure exactly what to do, so I was thinking, okay, take a big gym and make it smaller. So that's what I did, and I made it an actual gym, not like an auditorium. I made it like an actual gym where you work out and stuff. So I don't know if in PE you do workout stuff, like you actually exercise with like workout equipment, but in this high school, or I guess if it's a college, this school, you do that in PE/athletics. Anyways, we're now reaching the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all those fun YouTube things. I'll do my best to keep posting videos regularly, and I hope you stick around to see that. Thanks for watching, and please enjoy the montage. Goodbye!